Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this very last PreDrupa live event. This is our fourth. Last time didn't went so well because even though that we bought all the data you can buy in Casablanca in Morocco, it is not always the same as being home or being at the office. So this time it should hopefully work. I think we have a very exciting program ahead of us today. But before we start, I just want to give you a little bit of background for what we have been doing, and then you can stay tuned for it because in 5, 6, 7 minutes or so we will have our first guest, which is Matthew Faulkner from Canon, and that will be exciting in a second. But just about the technical side here, we are broadcasting on LinkedIn, on INKISH TV, on YouTube and Facebook, and you can ask questions in the chats on all the websites if you are interested during the show, and I will see if we can get the questions answered, or at least we can address them at some point, either now or later. Always interesting to have an engagement with our audience, so please do that. So everybody knows that Drupa is now 8 years ago since it was cancelled in 20 because of, let's say, the aftershock effects of the COVID. It caused a lot of, let's say, interesting moments in the industry because I think that people had great expectations for it. Now, 2024 edition is only 2 weeks away from now, so of course it will be super interesting for all of us that are going there to see what the industry has brought to us. I want to tell you a little bit about the journey that we have been on. We started planning Drupa almost a year ago, so I think that we are just as excited as every vendor and every visitor going to Drupa. We started with the consideration, shall we at all go? Because it is a very expensive venue. It is a lot of days, and we thought about, okay, how can we do this in a way that makes sense to anybody, basically, from a financial perspective, and could we cover it enough, and all those kind of things. So it started actually that we did a physical printed brochure called the Drupa 24, and started to think about what should we show. So first of all, I mean, we are people, so it's always about a matter about talking about all the people in the industry. And then we thought that content is also extremely important for everybody, and so we started saying that, okay, maybe you can see it very briefly. I know it's a little bit blurred, but we thought, okay, let's invite some of the high-ranked people in the industry to give their views on what's to expect to see. So we have Montserrat Peidro. She's today a member of the board of Bobst, but she used to work with I think it was both with HB, but also with Heidelberg at least. Then we have Ulrich Stetter. He is the president of Intergraph, but he is also the CEO of Drupa, which is part of the Fly Alarm Group. Then we have Anthony Thirlby from the UK. He is the master of being one of the most efficient printers in the world, and is now working as a consultant, helping other printing companies to become. So we thought it could be interesting to have him on board. Then we have François Martin. He is very interested in sustainability. He now works as a consultant for HP, but all these people can, of course, not talk about the companies they work for, so they have to be creative and find some. Then we have John Sommers, who is the third generation of Allied printing in the US, and we have a very well-known person and friend, Paul Hudson from Hudson Printing in Salt Lake City. And last but not least, we have Sarah Kilcoyne from the UK talking about what they really like to see and what technology we want to show you on INKISH. That is editorial, so there's no sponsors. Then we also have another thing that is also part of our daily thing here. We call it Bonjour. 11 days where we have people coming in for a croissant and a coffee, and it's a little bit more like a casual show. We started it at I think it was Pretty United. We did it the first time with Deborah Korn and Pat McGrew, and Pat McGrew will also be the host. at some of these Bonjours. And just to put in perspective, we have on the first day, we have Dr. Andreas Pleßke, who is the chairman of the board for Drupa. We have still not found anybody who can be his second. So if you're interested, let me know. But we are pre-recording this on the 27th because of everybody's very busy on the 28th, obviously. Then we have Annette Friskopp from HP with Daniel Erni from Hunkler. We also did that at Hunkler Innovation Days. Very casual, very nice, and very entertaining and educational at the same time. We have Ralf Sameck and Christoph Gamper. We have Julie Watson and Yasu Taketsugu from Horizon and Ultimate. We have Jennifer Kolloczek, who has also been part of our PreDrupas from Canon. We have Volker Leonhardt from Müller Martini, Diego Diaz from HP, Jordi Giralt from Karma, Erik Normann from Swiss Print, Tim Sterbach from IST, and I could continue, right? So you can imagine that there's a lot of really interesting people on the show, and we have more than 300 films and episodes and interviews that are planned around Drupa. So if you're not a Drupa, I think that INKISH will be, and our content group partners will be the best places to get up to date on what is going on in the industry. I also want to show you that we have actually yesterday on LinkedIn started to push a little bit about the program. This is just a tiny little thing of this. So go to our LinkedIn page and see what we are planning together with our partners. It is, in my opinion, an amazing program that will give you so much insight, both on the technology side, on the business side, on topics like sustainability, IoT, robots, workflow automation. I mean, we have covered everything. So that is super nice. We are also producing our INKISH In-Flight magazine. That's 144 pages printed, good old-fashioned printed magazine. But we also deliver that as a file. So in case you want to sit in the plane and read about what to expect from Drupa, you can just order a free copy on our website. And secondly, which is I thought was a great idea, only a few have signed up for it, but we thought it was great, because you can order a physical printed copy for 15 euros delivered directly at your hotel on the day where you check in. So that is just a few of the things that we have been working on for a long time, and we are super excited about Drupa taking place in 2 weeks, guys. So I hope you will be there and be as excited as we are. And of course, the most important thing at Drupa is, I would say, besides the networking, is obviously to see a lot of technology. And with that said, shouldn't we just dig a little bit directly into it and welcome our first guest, Matthew? Before saying hello to him, I have made a little introduction to him. So see you in a second.